The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Well, Virginia-Lynchburg is we got into the schedule thing last year, and the year before we had 7 home games and 4 on the road, and then when the schedule came out for this year and we started working last winter to set the schedule, we were really scrambling to get games, obviously by putting 4 on the road out of the first 5. And we needed a home game. We had an open date, but we needed a home game, and I was very grateful to the people at Virginia-Lynchburg. They agreed to come down here and play because I felt like our kids needed another chance to play at home. Parents and friends, the whole deal, the alumni. So we just needed a home game. They're a football team that's very dangerous in places. They've got speed. Skill, talent on offense, and on defense. We just watched them against Charleston Southern, and going into the 5 minutes or so left in the second quarter, it was only 10-0. So they're a dangerous football team. They beat Fort Valley State at Fort Valley State. But this week is about us. It's about Carson-Newman. It's about us making sure we're getting better. We've got things offensively and defensively and special teams that we need to clean up at 3 or 4 items on each side of it that we need to get better at. And it's not about who we play, it's about how we play and how well we try to get better as we go along in the season.
It really is a remarkable job what Bobby Roan has done there in his first year. Last year, this group was outscored 446-43 through 8 games.
Wow.
And this year, I mean, you take out the FCS games, they're 3-2 against Division II, Division III competition. What's that say about the turnaround that they've experienced? Well,
that's a turnaround, and of course Bobby's done a great job. And Kyle, their athletic director, is a good man and wants good things to happen for that university. So those kids are battling, no question about it. They're road warriors about all of their games. They're on the road to play. So you've got to respect what they're doing, what they've got accomplished in a short period of time.
You talked about some of the dynamic players. Probably one of the guys that's more so is DeAndre Johnson, 2-way player, averaging near 11 yards a carry. He's got a couple rushing touchdowns. He's also got a couple interceptions. How rare is it to see that talent doing good things on both sides of the ball in this day and age?
Well, I don't know if you look around in college football, you see that anywhere. That is very, very rare. And that means that's a great competitor. All right, he's a football player and wants to play, because most kids these days are all special in their area and those kind of things. So that's a very unique situation.
You look internally, the ground game has morphed into a juggernaut these past 3 weeks. You've won 3 straight games. You're averaging 44 points and 450 yards rushing on that tilt. What has caused the ground game to be as effective as it has been on this winning streak?
I think some maturity. The number one thing it's about is called execution. We are executing better. We are playing like we're a little bit older football team, and we've got some kids, I think, that have made up their mind that I'm going to go out, I'm going to get it done regardless. And that's one of the things we talked about Saturday about finishing. We won a football game by 22 points, and that's a great win. But I didn't feel like we finished well. We left some points on the field out there offensively. We let them get a touchdown or 2 defensively that they shouldn't have gotten. Not to take it away from them, because they played great and played hard, and they got some players. But I don't think we finished the way we probably should have if we want to continue to keep improving and keep being a great football team.
Sharon Jackson has really started to come into his own. Do you feel like he's grasping the offense at a higher level at this stage in his sophomore campaign?
Oh, I think he is. I think Sharon is grown as a young man. He's got a long way to go to keep learning what to do. But gosh, he's an exciting player when he gets the ball in his hands. What's kept him on the field more and more, he's learned to be a better blocker in the role that he has if he doesn't have the ball in his hands. So we're excited about those kids at running back. We've you feel like you want 6 that could go out and play, and that you shouldn't see any drop off in the quality of that, and those guys are getting it done.
We've seen 2 quarterbacks rotate in and out the last couple of weeks. What have you learned about Derek and Tyler working together the last couple of weeks?
I haven't learned anything, because I've watched that go along as we went. That's totally not a surprise. I think the decision we made 2 weeks ago and went in and talked to him on Friday to tell him we were going to put him in, did the same thing this past Friday, decided to go with that. But I think what kids on our football team see, that there's 2 guys that both provide a spark when they come in. Those are guys that both come in and are willing to sacrifice, willing to do what's asked of them, but also willing to and ready to make plays. And when you look at that position and you talk about running backs, you want to keep fresh legs in the game. Same idea at quarterback. Both those guys are very explosive football players, and we're blessed to have them.
Talking about the offensive line over the years, and this group, again, you've kind of made some shuffling there. How have you seen this group get better over the last couple of weeks?
They are getting better. They're getting better, and it's about just Michael, there's a growing part of it. Okay, you can be this big, this and all that, and you be an offensive lineman, but you've got to grow into the part that I have to do it consistently and do it on a consistent basis. I did it 5 times, and then 2 times I can't. Well, that's not good enough. That's not acceptable. There's never going to be an offensive lineman that grades 100%. I've played it. I've coached it. That's an impossible thing. I don't think you grade 100% if you played on air. So we've got to keep those guys growing with a hunger about them. And there's so many little things, There's I always told kids, there's a lot of little things I want to teach you, but we can't teach you that till you get grasp the big things. And we're getting closer to grasping the big things so that we can start talking about, if you'll do this at the same time, it's going to be a chance to be successful.
Des was trying to make a play in punt return the other day, and ended up giving the ball to Morris Hill, but otherwise special teams the last couple of weeks has been pretty solid. Do you feel like that unit is kind of turned the table from where they were a few weeks ago?
Well, yeah, and thank goodness they have. They have turned the table, and they're a very dependable group, and I understand Des was, with the wind a little bit, probably knocked it down some, and he was trying to make a play, and, he's an aggressive kid, and he believes he can catch it. So you're not going to coach him out of being aggressive. You're not going to coach him out of not going to get it. The thing we've always been against him is don't let the daggone ball hit the ground. I've never seen it hit the ground where it didn't cost you 15 or 20 yards or more. If you had it in retrospect, would you say back off and let it go? Yeah, but he was trying to make a play, so I'm excited about Des Farrell.
Defensively, again, fairly solid overall, but one player kind of changed the game for them. How much do you take into account what Craig Rucker is able to do individually versus some adjustments that need to be made on that side of the ball?
Well, when you look at the video, and Coach Slade, that's driving him crazy, and all the other coaches, and we had kids in position, and you got a guy like him, you can't be a half a step or a half a hand out of position, because he's going, once he gets to football, that's where the scary part gets. We had guys in position, we missed probably a couple picks by just a hand. We don't knock it down, he catches it and goes 40 yards, those kind of things. We had a coverage bust that gave him the long touchdown, but gosh, that's a kid that you better know where he is every snap. You better know exactly by scouting report of what he can do or what they're trying to get done out of those positions. And like I said, we had leverage, we had position. It just goes a lot of credit to him, buddy. He made plays.
How much do you take to that, too? Yeah, he catches 8 passes for 200 yards, but they targeted him 17 times. Does that make you feel better? Does that make you feel worse?
No, it doesn't make you feel better. No, and probably if Tim had to do over, he'd target him 25 or 30 times, which may happen again next year. So, gosh, you got a kid like that, you better be getting the ball in his hand.
Overall, how do you feel about your defense at this point in the year?
I feel great about our defense. I'm very confident in them, what they're doing. We've got some guys playing up which is what you want to see. We've got some guys over there that make other people better around them, and we got some guys that we challenge them that, hey, you're at this level now, raise your game. You know, this is the 8th game of the year. Is that right? 8th game of the year, and you know, we should be up in our level in certain places and in certain athletes. So they've done a great job, been very solid. I know they would want more turnovers. That's what you always are looking for, and hopefully we start getting that done.
You know what you've got at linebacker and Morris Coates and Antonio Henderson, but how have Zach Fuller and Alonzo Houston helped add some depth, and really the only 2 true freshmen that are playing significant snaps on you?
Well, you know, you bring guys in, you recruit them in, you see what they you watch them on video, see what they can do, and you project them to be in certain places. And Zach has done a great job. He got hurt there for a little bit early in the season. That's where we had Alonzo come in because he was on the scout team and we couldn't block him, remember? So that's when we moved him over. I moved him up. He elevated himself. So he's done a great job of being a player. You know, those 2 guys have made a difference.